So today we're going to go over the pull-ups, the protocols, the modifications, and ways that you can literally get better at pull-ups, because a lot of the time people want to get better at pull-ups and they just, they don't actually have the right method to go. So first I'm going to show you what just a regular strict pull-up looks like. So what we're looking for here is we're looking to maintain a good body position. Now, before we go to that, we also need to understand what is required. Whenever you're looking to do pull-ups, you need to have lat strength and you need to have core stability. If you have core stability, you won't swing so much. If you have lat strength, you can pull yourself up. So think of the machine like a lat pull-down machine. When you pull it down, you're actually similarly like pulling your body up. So it's actually the same movement in reverse. Now, the other part to this is that when you are pulling down, you're thinking about your shoulders actually coming back and down. A lot of the time, what will happen is people will actually shrug to try to engage their traps to pull themselves up. The problem with that is that your traps can only handle so much. Your lats are much bigger. They're a bigger muscle group, so they can handle a lot more. In other words, they can lift you. So the very first thing you want to always work on is just some dead hangs. So as you're on the bar here, all I'm going to do is just do a dead hang, holding onto the bar. Then very first thing I'm going to do is some shrugs. So I'm going to pull my shoulders down and back. Then I'm going to just come back down to a dead hang. Pull my shoulders down and back to a dead hang. And that's all I'm working on. The reason why I want to do that is, one, it's going to help me with grip strength. It's also going to help me understand how to engage my shoulder blades to move down my spine. Then from there, once you've done that, you have to understand the hollow body position. The hollow body is really important because this is what actually utilizes the entire lat when you do the pull-up versus your lower back. I'll give you an example. You've probably seen a lot of people do pull-ups like this. Bent knee, they're really, really arched, and then they pull themselves up like this. So their rib cage starts to flare. The problem with that is then your lower back starts to blow up. You want to actually maintain a good, strong, hollow position where my rib cage is actually down, my pelvis is slightly tilted. That's how I do the pull. So think of more like a gymnastics approach. Pull all the way up, come back down. My feet are actually in front of me. So to work on from a step-by-step, you can use rings, you can use a TRX. There's a couple of different ways that you can do this, but essentially what you are going to try and do is first work on your pull strength. So this is just going to be some rings that I'm going to first start with. Again, if you do have a TRX or if you have something else, don't be afraid to use that. Just something where you can pull yourself up. You can also do this with a barbell, where that's actually considered a body weight row. So I'm going to put these rings about shoulder width apart. I'm going to step back and down. Now, to make this harder, I'm going to get myself underneath the rings. To make this easier, I'm going to just pull myself back. It just depends on your strength. So here, I'm actually not engaged at all. I'm first going to pull my shoulders back, then pull my chest to the rings, come all the way back down, right? Just to make sure that I've got that full muscle engagement. First, the shoulder blades are going to come back, then pull my chest to the rings. If I want to make this harder, I'm just going to walk my feet out here, and I'm still pulling my chest to the rings, and then coming back down. Now, if you are doing this with a barbell, obviously your hands are going to be fixed. What you noticed here is actually turned a little bit. It's just going to engage a different portion of my back. Once you have that, what you're then going to do is you're going to move to an actual pull-up, and you're going to use a band. So you're going to flip the band over the pull-up, thread it through, and then pull it down. What you're looking to do here is you are fully looking to have that band nice and tight, and where you can actually put your foot into the band. Now, a lot of people don't do this portion right. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get my foot into the band. It's just going to go right there, right underneath my foot, and I'm going to make sure that it's only one leg, and the leg that goes into the band, if you're stepping into something, make sure it's the outside leg, okay? Now, from here, I'm going to push this band straight down, cross the other leg over, and this is just going to help me. It's basically going to take some of my weight off my body. So when I go to do the pull, it's a little easier and I can control it on the way down. The reason why this leg is over the top, because if for whatever reason I move my toe, I definitely do not want this band flicking me in the face or anywhere else. So from here again, stay locked in, toes are slightly pointed, get my chin over the bar, nice and slow, come back down. and you can repeat this. So then that way, you've got a little bit more control. Now, once you have mastered the band and you've moved down from a thick band to a thin band to the thinnest band that you can find, you're then going to start doing some jumping negatives. Now, the jumping negatives are helpful because what they do, most of your strength is actually built on the way down from a movement. So in other words, it's not actually doing the pull up that's getting you strong. It's you coming down from the pull up. So in other words, this is not where you're getting stronger. This is where you're getting stronger, which is called the eccentric phase of any movement. And so the reason why jumping negatives are so impactful is because we're developing the strength in that eccentric phase. So you can either do this on a box, you can even do it from the ground if you have the ability to jump high enough. So that what you're going to do is do a big jump, get over the bar, super slow, as slow as you possibly can, control yourself all the way down, then you're going to drop. You do this repetitively. So you might be doing 3 reps, 5 reps, 10 reps, and you want to try to get at least 3 to 4 sets. So in other words, you might be doing 3 sets of 3. Then you might go to 4 sets of 3. Then you might do 5 sets of 4. And you can slowly build up your capability. Eventually your lats are going to get tired and there will be nothing left. At that point, you've exhausted them, you may need to take a break. But the most important thing whenever you're trying to develop yourself to be able to do a pull-up is working on the step-by-steps. So understanding the dead hang position, going to a ring row or a barbell row, then to a band, thick band, all the way through to a thin band, then jumping negatives. And after you're done with the jumping negatives, you're then going to attempt your first pull-up. Now, allow time. A lot of the time people start a pull-up protocol, they do not finish it because they don't allow enough time. This takes time. This is also just like any other movement or anything else that you want to achieve, it takes time. So do this for at least 30 days, 60 days, maybe even 90 days. So you're looking between 1 to 3 months to really work on pull-ups. Once you get them, it's easier to maintain it. It is going to be the progression to get there that is going to challenge you the most. So work on these steps, and please make sure that you subscribe and follow for more.